Hi, I'm Ben, and if you are considering refinishing your floors, I want you to stop. Just stop right there, because you may be about to get yourself into a whole world of pain, and my goal is to help prevent that pain. I'm asking you on behalf of your best interests to watch this presentation right now to the end. Do that and you'll discover tips to refinish your floor without encountering the number one cause of frustration and failure. Sand your floor in a way that gets it perfectly flat without spending any extra time. In fact, it will save you time. And enjoy refinishing your floors without any extra work or expense. I don't know how much longer I'll have this presentation online, so watch this right now while you still can. The real problem when it comes to floor sanding and refinishing is that there is so much misinformation out there. However, what I'm revealing today is utterly unique and only found on this website in this free presentation, including one tip in particular that will totally shock you. It's my absolute favourite. It's near the end, so keep watching. This will not only renew your hope, it will change the way you look at wood floor refinishing forever. Today, I'll be sharing all of these floor refinishing tips and strategies with you, so keep that in mind. First, however, I'm going to share a rather embarrassing story with you. You'll see why I was reluctant to even include this story in about a minute, so stay with me. Deal? I wasn't always a floor refinishing Jedi. In fact, far from it. I remember specifically, it was 27th of August 2007, a bank holiday, and it was really hot that summer. I was wearing some old tatty clothes, they were my work clothes. I was all alone, as usual, and here I was working my tail off. Despite the weather, I was feeling pretty low and depressed. You'll see why in a minute. Frankly, I was at the lowest point in my life, or so I thought. However, it led me to where I am today. Perfectly confident taking on any wood floor, something I bet you want to experience too. Despite knowing this, I guess I didn't feel it deep enough, as I needed to experience one really embarrassing, horrific event to really get me on the path to floor sanding mastery. You see, for the first 3 years of my career in floor sanding, I was terrible at it. Every other job I did for my boss had major problems that had my customers complaining, either wanting money back or to have the floor redone. Having these problems week in, week out really affects your mind. I knew I was incompetent, but I hadn't admitted it to myself yet. So anyway, I finally mustered the energy to get out of my van and walk back into this stunning architectural house that I was working in 3 miles from anywhere. The job was not going well, and I knew it. The floor looked lumpy, patchy, and arguably worse than before I started. I ignored the state of the floor and began applying the final finish as if nothing was wrong. About halfway through applying the finish, the customer came in and stood at the door, looking at the floor and watching me. And then it happened. Just as I finished the floor and I stood next to my customer, both of us looking at my work, he turned and very calmly said to me, "You have no idea what you're doing, do you?" And I was crushed. I felt so embarrassed, frustrated, and for some reason angry. Angry at this guy for making me realise how useless I was. Frustrated that for almost 3 years I still had not learned to do my job properly. And worst of all, now I knew it. In fact, I couldn't deny it. At that very instant, I drew a line in the sand and made a solemn vow. I will master this art, this skill, once and for all. I swore I'd read everything I could lay my hands on about wood floor restoration, scour the internet and pick the brains of the top pros to discover the secrets of the perfect finish. I ended up formulating a step-by-step blueprint that I followed and thousands of others have followed, that can create massive success in rejuvenating tired old floors. Today, I'm going to share it with you and save you the hassles and years of effort it took me to hone this blueprint into perfection. So keep watching. Remember, despite my success today, I'm really no different than you. I'm just a guy who stumbled upon a really effective system. This is a blueprint created for men and women who, like me, want to achieve extreme and total confidence and the ability to overcome any obstacle that you may encounter while refinishing your wooden floors. Create that stunning finish that will have your friends gushing, and all the while saving a truckload of cash. This isn't just the blueprint I teach thousands of other folks just like you. It's the blueprint I used myself to completely refinish a hardwood floor of 1,400 square feet, including 4 coats of lacquer, in a single day. So know for a fact that you'll be receiving the same exact value as my in-person clients using the same formula, at a fraction of the cost. I'll share all the specifics with you in just a moment. However, first, I need to let you in on what your real problem is today. This is the hidden foe, the real villain behind why so many bright-eyed DIY enthusiasts end up so disappointed after refinishing their own floors. However, it's not your fault. The internet and machine hire shops will tell us anything we want to hear. The real problem is the fact that you've been lied to, and these lies are going to cause you to make a bad decision. You may have heard, or perhaps even believed at one point, that sanding and refinishing floors is easy and can be done by anyone. Yet, that's just nowhere near the truth. If you're one of those thousands that fell victim to this lie, then you need to decide now to accept the truth, because if you don't, your floors will look terrible. You will end up taking far longer refinishing your floors, which means extra rental dollars, and you may even destroy your floors, which means spending thousands replacing them. This is rare, but I have seen it happen a number of times. So listen, this is not what I want for you, and I know it's not what you desire for yourself. Whether you believe this lie or not, you should know it's not your fault. If you really want to blame someone for this, blame the home improvement channels. Blame the media. They want to tell you that you can do it, no problems, easy as pie, no thought required, because otherwise their whole program of you can do all of this easily and cheaply falls apart. The truth is, as any seasoned pro will tell you, you should never refinish your own floors without some valuable guidance. As a result of this lie, at least 85% of people that I talk to that have refinished their own floors ended up renting their machines for at least an extra day. I say 85% to be conservative. The truth is, I cannot remember a single person that I've spoken to on this subject that didn't end up renting the machines for an extended period of time, usually 2 days or more. And that's not the big problem. The big problem is that you will almost certainly be unsatisfied with the finish. It is so common for people to spend the money, rent the machines, buy the lacquer, and end up dissatisfied and call out the professionals to fix their mess. Instead of saving money, they end up paying out more than they would have if they'd just got the pros in to do it in the first place. Now that you see the problem, let's get right into the 3 tips I need to share with you today. These are the exact same tips and tactics that countless thousands of homeowners have used to see massive success in floor restoration, the success you desire and deserve. And by far the most important tip is my crisscross sanding system. I'll go into the specifics of my crisscross sanding system tip in just a second, so by all means keep watching. To begin, avoid at all costs using this type of abrasive on your sanding machine, if you even want to finish the floor at all. Most people believe that all abrasives are created equal. However, this isn't true. If you don't avoid this, you will almost certainly give up feeling defeated. Here's what it is. I want you to avoid using paper-backed abrasives. You will usually find paper-backed abrasives at large tool hire chains where they hire out all kinds of machines and don't particularly care about floor sanding. Places like this usually don't have the best sanding machines either. Before you hire the machines, be sure to ask whether or not their abrasives are paper-backed or polyester-backed. If all they have is paper-backed, turn around and walk right out of the door. No kidding. Paper-backed abrasives are very weak and they just tear apart within minutes or even seconds of starting the machine. Polyester-backed abrasives are almost unterrible by hand and are a much better choice. Making this very easy, simple distinction will save you time, money, and endless frustration. I can't count the number of times I have heard people telling me they were trying to sand their floors but their abrasives kept exploding. Can you imagine what a difference in experience this simple tip can help you achieve? The difference between spending hours getting nowhere and dramatically changing the appearance of your floor almost instantly. Now, one of the things that really shocks my readers is the fact that you can actually enjoy refinishing your own floors. It should be no surprise, as you start with an old tired floor and you finish with a stunning vibrant floor. Most people believe you have to drag yourself through the process of restoring your floor, but I would rather see you take pride and joy in it. Now, this tip has two parts. First of all, you should identify the specific floor sanding methods for your floor and come up with a plan of action. Different types of wood floors require different strategies of sanding. It's difficult to enjoy it when you are struggling to make even a little progress. The second part of this tip is to take pictures throughout. It is very satisfying to witness your floor transform. By coming up with a detailed plan of action before starting, the task becomes a lot faster and almost effortless. And now it gets even better. I'm about to spill the beans on my most crucial, massive tip. Warning: without applying this tip, you can virtually forget about a perfectly smooth, stunning floor. This is the most important tip of all. This is the tip that will set you apart from the amateurs. This is my tried and true crisscross sanding system, commonly used by the best in the industry. So here's how it works. By strategically changing the direction in which you sand the floor at specific stages in the process, you flatten the whole floor whilst also mitigating imperfections created by the sander itself, while simultaneously preventing the exaggeration of existing imperfections and bringing the floor to a smooth, flat finish. My system, which I'm about to cover in detail, is based upon this tip and allows you to achieve a professional quality finish. So imagine this: your friends and guests entering your home, then coming to a complete stop when they see your floors, then asking if they should take their shoes off. Imagine the disbelief on their face when you tell them that actually you didn't hire a professional and that you achieved it all yourself. They will be asking you for your secret, or even asking you to refinish their floors. You'll have this skill to raise the value of your property, and you'll have it for life. All of this just because you discovered the blueprint. It's the little known strategy enjoyed by the best in the industry, and it's yours for the taking, starting today. I think you'll agree that I covered some really valuable tips with you today, but I feel you may be a little bit overwhelmed, which is totally understandable. All this really means is that you have two simple choices to make right now. Choice one: you can take all the tips and info I've just given you and try to put the puzzle pieces together on your own without assistance. Who knows, you may do just fine on your own. Without a perfect plan, if you took some detailed notes, you may do it. It's possible. Or you can take choice two, the savvy choice. The choice almost everyone takes who is ready for magazine model floors. This is the quickest, fastest and smartest way possible to achieve the perfect finish without spending a fortune. Why risk failure and frustration trying to figure all of this out by yourself when I've done the hard work for you? I've put in over a decade of research and practice and put together the formula to wood floor perfection. Why even consider starting from scratch? I've laid out your exact step-by-step blueprint already. One that's been tested for years by thousands of successful DIY enthusiasts and proven to work. And I call this one-of-a-kind system the complete guide to sanding and refinishing wooden floors. Created by me, Ben Osborne. The first and only guide enabling everyday folk to refinish their own floors to a professional standard. This simple, easy to understand and yet effective blueprint will work for you even if you're working on a tight budget, you have no DIY experience whatsoever, or if you've already tried and messed up your floor, and even if you believe you've seen and tried everything. So before I tell you what this is, I need to tell you what it isn't, so there's no false expectations. It is not a magic pill. It requires some hard work. Listen, you've been lied to enough. It's time to put away the amateur gimmicks and let's start using the real deal. Fair? And it's definitely not yet another guide written by someone who has sanded their floors once. Rather, the complete guide to sanding and refinishing wood floors is a direct result of over 10 years of hands-on experience in the industry, along with input from some of the best experts in the field to find what really works. This tenacious pursuit of the craft revealed specific patterns that the truly successful refinishers do that's virtually hidden from the public. And from this moment forward, you'll have the tools to replicate their success. The techniques, do this next strategies, and avoid this lessons are now yours for the taking, and that means having the tools and information necessary to produce a stunning finish while keeping the costs down as low as possible, allowing you to feel truly proud of your home quicker, cheaper, and far easier than you've ever dreamed possible. Before we go one step further, I need to be absolutely 100% honest with you. If you're looking for a quick fix or to cut corners to save time and money, something you already know will end in tears, if that's you, and I'm trusting it's not, then you need to leave this website right now. This is for men and women who are ready to stop looking for miracles and start ensuring great results. In short, there are no easy tricks. However, the complete guide to sanding and refinishing wooden floors makes it as easy as it gets. So if you're like most folks watching this presentation and you're 100% ready for the real answers to this obscurely secretive trade, here's what is now possible for you. If you want to refinish your floors to the level of a pro, save a ton of cash, bring new life to your home, impress your friends and guests, and do it super fast and easy, then guess what? My blueprint isn't an answer for you, it's the only answer for you. This is Shelley from Texas. She managed to save $2,500 off the quoted price to get it done professionally, and it looks stunning. After discovering what I did wrong last time, I was so excited to try again, and boy did it work. Jim, London. I've now refinished 2 of my friends' floors and they think I should go pro. Have a look at what's included in the complete guide to sanding and refinishing wooden floors. Right from the start you have an exact, thorough guide on how to use every machine in the process. A basic outline strategy on floor sanding. This explains every part of every step of the process, including how to deal with many of the problems homeowners face when refinishing their floors. How to create a very smooth finish, and a quick hint, it doesn't mean just going higher grit. And from page 37 on, information on every specific type of flooring you may have. If you don't think my blueprint covers your floor, email me and I will help you personally. Now let's not forget the crisscross sanding system, written in its perfect implementation, something no one else is talking about. As you've probably noticed by now, my blueprint is by far the easiest and fastest wood floor refinishing guide on the market today, which I guess is no surprise because there are no spill the beans complete guides on this stuff on the internet. I challenge you to find another one. And I must emphasize the benefit of the speed. People spend as long as a week on a floor that would take me a day. I know some of you have tried this before and you know the feeling when it's taking forever and the costs are just rocketing. Why condemn yourself to that drudgery again? Why struggle? Now, you may believe that a blueprint that can do all of that and much more probably costs a pretty penny. And in all honesty, it really should. After all, this guide literally contains the secrets of my trade. This is how I earn my income. I can't give it away on the cheap. I'll cover the cost and the discount you'll get today by ordering from this page with you in just a moment. First, I want to share a few unique benefits this one-of-a-kind system will deliver to you. I won't go into details here, but it's absolutely one of the most important tips this guide has to offer. You will discover exactly what machines, methods, and finishes to avoid. This will help make this project much more enjoyable. Plus, what machines you should use and which products are the easiest to apply whilst also being the highest quality. So how much is this information worth? Well, let's put it into perspective. I have taken 2 courses with the major manufacturers in the industry. The first, a floor sanding course, which was just 2 of us and the teacher. That was $1,000. And the finishing, lacquering course, in which I was in a room of 30 people, that was $200. These courses were being taught by people who rarely, if ever, actually sand floors themselves. They have advice that sounds nice and easy, but they don't encounter the problems that professional floor refinishers like me encounter every single day. So the price. This guide, this blueprint, is normally valued at $97, which I'm sure you agree is incredible value for all the benefits you'll receive. A perfectly smooth finish, a pocket full of cash, and most of all leaving your friends and family astonished. Now you can see why my blueprint is valued at $97. And if I were to sell all of this information separately at an in-person event, I could charge $1,200 or more, which I'm actually looking into doing at the moment. Considering I actually do this every day and thus actually know what I'm talking about, I could charge a lot more. And you can make a lot of money as a professional refinisher. And $2,500 is reasonable to buy your way into a new career. However, just for watching this presentation today, I have a much better deal coming your way, so keep watching because it won't last much longer. Sure, you can just walk away, chance it, keep going down the road you're on now, and end up spending 2, 5, or even 100 times more than the investment you'll make today in this tell-all guide, in extra rental costs, abrasive costs, or potentially having to call in the pros. And let's not forget potentially irreparably damaging the floor and having to pay for a whole new floor. And that's just not what I desire for you. With all of this at stake, I want to offer you the easiest decision you'll make all year. Deal? I feel you deserve to know why I'm offering such a massive discount today. Let me share my vision with you. It's a cause I'm inviting you to join today, along with thousands of others who are ready to. I'm trying to totally disrupt the floor restoration industry. You see, paying for a good professional can be very expensive. And let me tell you, some of them are total cowboys. I want to take that cost and risk away from homeowners, away from you. I want to make the barrier to stunning wooden floors a lot lower. It may sound silly to you, but I've been in the industry for 10 years, and this is a serious change that I can actually affect. So here's my goal. I want to help 100,000 people refinish their floors to a professional standard, very cheaply. The good news? That means a much lower price for you today, because frankly, I want you to join my cause and I refuse to let finances stop you. This means that firstly, you won't be paying the $2,500 or $1,200 that I could and may legitimately charge for in-person training. You're not going to pay $299, which was the original price that I had in mind for this information before the creation of my cause. And today only, it's not even going to be $97. In fact, not even half of that. Your total investment today is now just one payment of only $37. Look below this presentation right now, click on the orangey yellow order button that says add to cart to lock in your discounted price today for only $37. Listen, don't decide right now. Take advantage of my unconditional triple guarantee. Just try the complete guide to sanding and refinishing wooden floors for 60 days. If you don't see the major benefit of having this knowledge under your belt, or you don't feel like a floor sanding Jedi, or even if you just don't like my accent or my radical enthusiasm, no worries. I'll refund every penny you've invested today. No questions asked, no hassles, and no hard feelings. Look below this presentation right now. Click on the orange button that says add to cart and lock in your discounted price today. Plus, if you act now, before this presentation ends, you'll also receive the one-of-a-kind fast action super bonus, where thousands and thousands, depending on what you do with this knowledge of course, and this is a very limited offer, good for today only. You will receive information on how I would sand the floors of Buckingham Palace. And believe me, I have refinished the floors of some very prestigious locations in London. Do you understand what I'm practically giving away? The keys to my business. And you can get all of this for just $37. Remember, it's not just a fantastic bargain you'll be receiving today. You'll be joining my cause to totally disrupt the floor refinishing industry. Plus, you'll join the thousands of other happy customers who have immeasurably improved the decor of their homes. Click on the orange button that says add to cart and lock in your discounted price today. You'll be granted immediate access to everything, the complete guide to sanding and refinishing wooden floors, plus your free super bonus, how to refinish the floors of Buckingham Palace, which alone is worth over $97. Here's what will happen the moment you click the orange Add to Cart button below this presentation. First, you'll be taken to our 100% secure checkout page, which looks like this. Very nice. The moment your payment has gone through, there will be a green button that will take you through to the download page, which looks like this. Also very pretty. Remember, it's been basically impossible for homeowners to get an even slightly satisfactory finish on their floors until now. And I can virtually guarantee you that without taking action today, you will feel frustrated and disappointed with your floor. And in an attempt to save money, you'll end up spending a small fortune. Now, unless you are refinishing someone else's floors, you're going to see this failure every single day. Yet, all of this can be avoided beginning today simply by applying the step-by-step principles found in the complete guide to sanding and refinishing wooden floors. See this vision I have for you. Today, you finally have all the answers to your floor refinishing challenges at long last, and you are bursting with confidence. Imagine opening the door and seeing the stunning wooden floor, feeling the pride of knowing you created this. And now imagine seeing and feeling this every single day. Yes, it's true, believing that it's possible to do it without any professional advice up until today has largely been no fault of your own. And it's true that you've been lied to in the past about quick fix solutions. However, today marks your day to take responsibility and take the action you know is necessary today to put you on the track to real results using a system that simply works. Here's the good news. Unlike all those ridiculous, untested, unprofessional methods, this one is guaranteed to work for you. Try the complete guide to sanding and refinishing wooden floors for 60 days on me and see the results you desire, or you pay nothing. Immediately after you buy your copy today, there's something I want you to do. Flip to page 21 of the guide and discover the biggest difference between DIY floor sanding projects and the professionals. It's pretty much a cheat sheet. So do not put this off 1 second longer, and here's why. First, as you will recall, I lowered the price of this one-of-a-kind blueprint for you by over 60%, just so you can get in today. Yet, eventually I'm going to have to increase the price back to retail where it deserves to be. So you must act now before I have to do that. It may be today, tomorrow, in a few weeks, who knows. Also, you don't want to feel left out if my free super bonus, How to Refinish the Floors of Buckingham Palace, is no longer available, as it won't be for much longer, at least not for free. You really need to get this before you make any mistakes, which is what a lot of people do. Screw up, then get the guide anyway. Some mistakes aren't even noticed until the finish is down, so you have to restart all over again, or proudly put up with the dismal job that has been done, telling yourself that it will do, or it's good enough. So let's make sure you get what you really want and do the only smart thing you can do. Take advantage of this limited time offer while you still can, and get on the fast track to success using the smartest, most proven system for refinishing wooden floors on the planet. Click the orangey rectangular Add to Cart button below right now, and let's get you started today.